Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have an Empire versus Greenskins matchup. You can see, actually we do have Jack leading the Empire here against Sleepy Narwhal's Greenskins. I like this choice from the Empire. Large main line of Flagellants. He's got 4 units of Great Swords. Volkmar the Grim here in the front. 2 units of Huntsmen. Some Sigmarite Disciples to provide physical resistance to everybody involved. Some Halberdiers out to each side. Some Zentler's Reichsguard, Hammer of Witches, who is great against anti-large, and some Sunmaker action for you all. He does have a Jade Wizard as well. You can see Orc Warboss getting way in front of his troops here, and he does have 3 units of Black Orcs with shields, who will have a heyday against the Flagellants, and then 3 units of Big Ends here in the back. So he's got some nice non-armor piercing damage from these Black Orcs, and armor piercing damage from these Big Ends. So just a big core group here. He does have Durkit Squigs and Night Goblin Squighoppers out to the flanks. And in the back, look at this massive Vanguard deployed force. Orc Warboss is coming in to deal with Volkmar, but this is a horrible trade here because Volkmar does have unlimited health regeneration and the Orc Warboss does not. Back behind Jack here, there is a huge Goblin force. 2 Night Goblins, 2 Nasty Skulkers, 2 Regiment of Renown Night Goblins, 3 Forest Goblin Spider Riders, a Goblin Big Boss, and the Deaf Creepers, looking to get that full surround here. Oh man, look at this. Banishment coming down from Volkmar. Perfectly timed. It's not going to damage those guys very much, but it is going to come straight through these Big Ends here and just do a decent amount of damage here, especially with that Sunmaker coming down, dropping about 10, 11 models there. 12, and that is a free banishment from Volkmar, so it is on cooldown. You can see getting this full surround here ready to go. Luckily though, the Hammer of Witches, or I guess not luckily, is opening fire on this cavalry out to this flank. Hopefully it can put some good damage for Jack's sake. You can see they're dropping like 4 squigs. 6 squigs there. Not the best volley. And he has discovered this huge force behind him. So these Zentler's Reichsguard are going to run. You can see they are going to get caught and rear charged by these Forest Goblin Spider Riders who do have anti-large. So they're not going to be in the best spot here. And look at these guys coming in for those archers. Hammer of Witches laying down the line. You can see the Flagellants just running for the back and the Great Swords running for the front. I love this. Using your armor-piercing armored troops and really in a just split second, splitting your forces based on what they need to do. These Flagellants are going to tear apart these Goblins, but they're going to suffer against these Black Orcs. So he could have easily sent the Great Swords over here and the Flagellants over there, but he managed to switch and cross his lines there to get the right engagements. Over here you can see the Sunmaker still laying down the law. These Night Goblin Squighoppers got in here, and these Squighoppers got in these Halberds, and they should win that fight actually. I don't know if Squigs count as large, but Volkmar is terrifying for the Greenskins to deal with. They really have no answer to him. Ton of friendly fire and enemy fire getting put down there. Don't know if that's quite worth the trade. I would have loved to target these giant goblin blobs potentially. I think another banishment coming down here. Hopefully it doesn't go through his own line, and lucky for him, it's going to curve perfectly through the enemy. Oh, there, it's going to go off. But some nice early damage there, and you can see these guys trading with the Halberdiers. I would have loved to kind of potentially see these guys run through, shut down some of these ranged contingents. But you can see these Goblins, Zentler's Reichsguard getting isolated over here, still alive though, and the Warlord's boys are coming in here to get these Flagellants. Huntsmen have routed off. But look at these Zentler's Reichsguard putting up a decent fight, and you can see these Deaf Creepers, ranged cavalry, need to pull out and start punishing these guys, shooting them in the back. Nice surround here with the Halberdiers, but he's going to disengage these Big Ends to prevent that morale loss here in the middle. You can see Orc Warboss is just getting put down by Volkmar, but Volkmar has taken a decent amount of damage. You can see the Great Swords are winning this fight pretty well, and the Sigmarite Disciples are here. They do have armor piercing as well. So the Black Orcs with shields are going to suffer against the heavily armored Great Swords and Sigmarite Disciples. You can see the Hammer of Witches still online, Flagellants chasing, Zentler's Reichsguard finally breaking, but they did deal a lot of damage to these troops. But now, if these guys, he can disperse and he can really start targeting these blobs in the back, he might have a chance to win. But that front line is just looking really thin right now, and the Hammer of Witches is still online. You can see Volkmar is chasing the Orc Warboss off the planet, which is not good for Greenskin morale. And we'll just kind of fast forward as these lines engage. You can see the Biggins over here. Black Orcs are routing off the field. Nice shot from the Hammer of Witches there. And you can see just those Zinler's Reichsguard lasted for so long. It really, I think, dealt a killing blow to the Greenskins here. You can see the front line is routing, and those Reichsguard just held long enough to prevent the rear charges here from all this cavalry. And you can see, look at this, nice Huntsman shots in the back here. Such a cool unit. Longbows. And these guys are unbreakable, so the perfect kind of holding force for shooting stuff in the side. And you can see another banishment coming down. I think mostly hitting his own troops there, just decimating those greatswords. Definitely a risk you have, but Volkmar here, really they have nothing left to kill him. He just has unlimited healing and all those spells, and you can see there's a lot of greatswords left here. Finally shut down that Hammer of Witches though. And you can see these cavalry are isolating these flagellants. They got rid of the Sunmaker, getting rid of the Tattersouls, and you can see these goblins did better than I thought in these fights. They're putting down a lot of damage. You can see these flagellants, though, doing a great job of holding back a superior force. I believe it was 6 units of goblins versus 4 units of flagellants. So you can see these Death Creepers with their health regeneration are doing pretty well. They're going to get in here and just lay down the law for these huntsmen. And you can see these guys, with the help of that banishment, actually succeeded, so they can start pushing here. You can see balance power not as far in the favor of the Empire as I thought. There's still the Goblin Big Boss on the field, providing leadership buffs. But Volkmar does cause terror, which can be very bad for the Greenskins. Here you can see, I think they're going to just crack instantly once this guy hits them. Yeah, wavering, off the field, broken. And that is what Volkmar is best at. He can just like kind of run around the field and just terror out everything one by one. Really support all sides of the battle because he is pretty quick on that chariot. 50 speed. You can see here, the Hammer of Witches actually winning against the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. And these Huntsmen actually holding themselves down here. Forest Goblin Spider Riders are losing. Here come the Great Swords. Nice rear charge coming in from the Warlord's boys. Too bad these flagellants have no armor to sender. But I like this. Better to consolidate your forces instead of striking them out on their own, where they can get terror routed by Volkmar. You can see these flagellants just getting cut to pieces. I believe this is going to be another banishment. I don't know. So it would be a great... Oh, man, here it comes. Oh, no. And that is just going to do a lot of damage. You can see they're actually going to run straight into it. And you can see it's going to rout some of those units. Banishment is just so powerful. You can see Volkmar here is going to come in and just terror rout all these guys. You can see those guys over there. I think must be glitched. But the rest of this battle seems pretty on point. Volkmar is just going to come in here. Rout these guys. And these guys are unbreakable. So they'll have to finish them off. Oh, well, maybe not. Here come these guys. Maybe he just ignored them. They get cut to pieces. Oh, man. Yeah. But anyways, great game between these two. And you can see the Goblin Big Boss is going to rout off the field. And that's going to be that. Yeah, you can see it definitely was a little bit messed up there. But I think you did see the gist of it in that battle. Jack versus Sleepy Narwhals. Anyways, thanks so much for Jack for sending that in. And great game to both players. Definitely like the army pick here from Sleepy. Very brave. Look at these XP rank 9 Spider Riders. Definitely very cool. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and that's that.